A lot has changed with Zen for Men. We're growing, we're reaching more men, and I want to share with you where we're headed. Zen for Men is here to create practical solutions and a clear path for men to reach emotional intelligence and honestly, some much needed inner peace. We got 3 updates in this video, so stay tuned, they're coming right up. My name is Dr. Gregory Donahue, and this is Zen for Men. Men's mental health put into action. Real, practical change. The first of this update is about the book. The next Zen for Men book is going to be full content. The last we did was a guided journal. This one is a lot more of my story. Let me share with you about the evolution of what's been happening over the last few months. What started out as 1 book quickly became 3. I wrote too much. I had too big of a concept, and it became very clear to me that I needed to separate this to make it more clear. So I can give you the first book that's coming out, and it is going to be Get Out of Your Head and Start Living. This is going to be a guide to living outside of our prefrontal cortex, getting into our emotions, and actively connecting with the part of us that's full of passion, that's full of life. It is so easy to have lots of friends, be in a crowded room and still feel lonely, or to have a successful career and still feel empty or lost. The book Get Out of Your Head and Start Living is going to be my personal journey of finding the start to emotional intelligence. Not only that, it's going to be a bit of my journey through personal addiction, and most importantly, how I mastered the connection of my body with my mental health. Honestly, it was the first and best place to start, and it took me years of doing the mental practices before I realized the essential foundation of body work. And this book is every single practical step. Everything I've done listed out with instructions, guidance, variances, options, everything I did, and a lot of things that I've seen other guys do that are along the same path. There is so much that's universal, but obviously as you read the book, you're going to have to customize it to what works for you. And I've hopefully given enough options to where once you get the gist of what you're looking for and what the goal is, it'll be easy to apply. As a little bit of a teaser, book 2 is about going into your past. I made this its own book because honestly, it's a ton of work. It's complicated. It's different for everyone, but there are definitely some key themes. So I'm writing an entire book that is my journey into my past, learning which things were still having invisible strings attached, that I was still impacted by those moments. I used to think that my past was in the past, nothing I can do about it, so I might as well just focus on the future. There's a therapy modality called solution-focused therapy. Personally, I'm an attachment therapist. It's what I believe works, and it's what has worked for me and so many of the guys I've worked through. I created an entire book on every practical step of where I went into the past, how I went into the past, and how I cut the strings that were still impacting my coping skills and my relationships now, so that I could live intentionally without being blinded by those invisible strings from my past. Book 3, Finding Purpose. Once you get some healing, it's hard to figure out, okay, I now know where the damage came from and I've done a lot of work on it. Now what? How do I rebuild myself from the ground up? Because once the healing catches up, there's still all the work to do to create who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? How do I live a life of fulfillment? How do I repair the relationships that have been broken? Or how do I find healthy people? How do I know that they're healthy? All of those questions are about building a life of satisfaction and fulfillment in book 3. If you want continued updates, hit the subscribe button and like this video to get all the step-by-step updates of when the first book and the other books will be released. Update number 2. I have been obsessing about AI. I want to be ahead of this curve. It's a huge subject, and I'll be honest, I'm not diving into AI in terms of coding, but I am diving into how to use the tools to maximize what I'm doing. If you watch some of my latest YouTube content, you will clearly see the difference of what I used to do and what I'm doing now. Almost all of it is powered by AI. I've been diving into how to use ChatGPT and other AI tools as a therapy supplement. If you need help, but your session isn't until next Tuesday, ChatGPT and AI is amazing, but it needs some guidance to create accurate feedback for you. Not all information is the same, and ChatGPT is pretty much going to follow your lead. It's not necessarily going to guide you It has access to the whole internet, and there's a lot of different perspectives out there. So I've been giving and posting content on my favorite ways and prompts to use ChatGPT and AI, not only in my content creation, but also in how I advise my own therapeutic work and for my clients. Another place you can find some of this content is the blog that's on our website, thecouchpsychology.com. I've been expanding it like crazy because I've been so obsessed with this. I love writing content on all of this. So for more, if it's not in my YouTube channel, it'll be in the blog on the website as well. And the third update is our private practice, the Couch Psychology Center, has been growing into a group practice. We finally hired our first guy, Chandler Hill. He has been an awesome addition. We're super excited. Our focus has been reaching more men and expanding. We are in network with United Healthcare and Aetna because we want it to be accessible. And we are still focused on trauma. So many guys that go through these symptoms, it's because of trauma, ADHD, depression, anxiety. When we treat the trauma, so much of the mental health distress goes away. We want to reach more men so that more emotional intelligence can be spread out into the world and lives of men. So to recap, follow us on YouTube or go to our blog to get more updates on book 1 being released, Get Out of Your Head and Start Living. Be looking out for more polished content and more things related to AI, including ChatGPT prompts and updated videos and shorts. And lastly, we're going to continue to grow as a practice so that we can fulfill this mission of getting the word out there, making mental health more accessible to men so that men don't have to follow the stereotypes of being narcissistic and selfish, that we can get the help we need and talk about the things we need to. If this resonates, please subscribe, comment, tell me what content you want next. We've got something big coming next, and I can't wait to update you even further, so stay tuned. I appreciate all of you. Take care.